Okay, Dean, we've 2 days really to sort of process the Oval result performance. I'm just wondering on reflection, and I'm sure you've looked at it and thought about it. On reflection, was that a point gained or 2 points dropped? I'm just wondering, 48 hours on from that, how you feel about that game?
Yeah, I think there's loads of ways of looking at it, and it depends possibly. I think the way we play and we want to be a possession-based team, I think when you're a possession-based team, if you can score the first goal, especially away from home, then things become a lot easier in regards to the opposition opening up and maybe they're creating more spaces. I think same thing happened in our first away game at Dungannon in regards to missing early chances. So I think there's no doubt we had the clear chances on the game. Disappointment we didn't take them. I thought Glentoran had loads of territory second half, and without, I don't think Rory had really a save to make, or without Glentoran creating anything. So we had a really good analysis session where we had loads of interaction with the players and on their thoughts on the games, and we looked at areas where we could improve and things that we've done really well. So as I said, it's constantly looking to improve. We're only at game 3, and there's so much we can improve on, and we're really pleased with a lot of aspects as well.
You mentioned the 2 games similar in that you had chances and that you didn't take them. I'm just wondering from a head coach or coaching point of view, can you do anything about that, or is it just what happens in games that you have no control over?
No, I think what we try and do is we try and create patterns of play where we get players arriving in certain areas in the box, and then we trust the attacking players that we have to possibly make the right decisions. I think we obviously try and build out from the back. We try and get midfield movements, and we try and use wide players. And then it's about filling the areas. I think you can coach that. I think you can tell players about when to arrive and the timing of that. But then once they're in there, it's usually the execution of the finish or that last little bit. And you don't really want to coach players too much in the final third. You want them to have freedom. We don't mind players losing the ball or missing chances. We just got to keep creating those chances going forward.
And that's something that you'll hope to be seeing here against Glenavon on Saturday. You don't need me to tell you Glenavon had a poor start to the season, particularly on Tuesday night. I guess as a head coach you'll be warning your players that it's a wounded animal type of thing coming down Glenavon, looking to sort of put a mark down, so you'll be wary of the challenge they provide despite not having any points.
Of course, no, I've watched their games, and I especially in the Linfield game, I think they go in at halftime 3-0 down, and I think they were really unfortunate to go 3-0 down, but obviously Linfield were very clinical. It maybe didn't paint a true reflection on the game. I think Glenavon have played well in large parts of their opening games. They'll be a dangerous opponent. They've got good players, and there's no way we're taking anything for granted. We're at home, and we have to lay down markers at home, and we've spoken about it a lot pre-season about opposing teams coming here and how difficult we can make it for the opposition. So we're hoping to put those into place when Glenavon come and when every other team comes here.
Just final one from me. It's a 3-game week, 3 games in the 7 days. The team, Ballymena and the Oval, was very similar. I'm just wondering, do you look to freshen it up on Saturday, or do you go pretty much with what you've gone with already?
No, obviously it's a 3-game week, and we have obviously the distances and the data, and we'll go off a lot of mainly how players are feeling. But we will freshen it up. There's no doubts about that. As I said, it's a 3-game week. And I found as a player, and sometimes it's usually the 3rd game where it gets you. You can get through the first one and adrenaline and fitness levels can get through the second. It's usually the 3rd game where I feel as if it does need to be freshened up. And we did make 1 or 2 changes at the Oval from the first game, or sorry, at the second game, and we will expect to make a couple more.
You mentioned the 3-game week. How important is the full-time model in that thing to help?
Yeah, look, it gives us the contact time that we're after in regards to the players' recovery, the players' nutrition, and the analysis. So even when they're not out on the grass, we can still get contact time with them, and constantly looking at improvements. Obviously, it gives us a chance for the players who didn't play 90 minutes to maybe get that sharpness and top up, because as we spoke about previously, that they might start in the next one. So it's just about the whole squad coming together at the right time and all being ready to go come Saturday.
On Tuesday, we got our first clean sheet of the season, and that must have been a big boost.
Yeah, it was really pleasing, and as you said, the goals we've conceded this season have been a little bit unique in regards to the long range goal from Dylan, the penalty situation with Jamie Glacken, and the first goal against Ballymena where we got stretched slightly. But overall, defensively, I felt we've been really good, and we've seen loads of that from the Oval performance, and we went over that again, why we were good and in what areas we were good. And it's about getting pressure on the ball in all areas. We want to press high, we want to make it difficult from the top end of the pitch, and that helps the defensive players.
And final question for me, obviously the Ballymena game was your first game in charge as head coach, and what did you make of the atmosphere and the fans?
Yeah, it was phenomenal. As I said, I don't seen the showgrounds like that in a long time, and we have to use that. We have to feed off that energy. The fans are so important, and it was one of the first things I said when I came in, was in regards to how we can make this place as powerful a club as we can, and the fans are central to that, and hopefully they'll get behind the team. As you said, it's a 3-game week. The players maybe will be tired, especially going into the closing stages, and we're going to need them to drive us on.
Cheers, team. Thank you.
Thank you.